What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing a Raw recap. We start off tonight with Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin out in the ring. Kurt Angle is quickly interrupted by Roman Reigns. Shortly afterwards, Bobby Lashley comes out. Lashley tells Reigns that he's had 3 years to dethrone Brock Lesnar. Now it's his turn. After a bit of a "my dick is bigger than yours" between Lashley and Reigns, Kurt Angle says that Brock Lesnar has pulled out of the deal with the number one contenders match. Kurt Angle says he might be booking a match between Lashley and Reigns at Extreme Rules, and then the Revival come out. They talk a bunch of shit to Lashley and Reigns, and Baron Corbin makes a tag match, which is next. So we have Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns versus the Revival. Again. What? Jesus Christ, jeez. We just watched this last week. What is it with this show and repeating the same bullshit? Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley couldn't get their shit together, tagging each other in, which allowed Dawson to roll up Roman Reigns for the pin. After the match, Bobby Lashley had a couple of words with Roman Reigns and walked away. Wow, whoop-de shit. We then have Curtis Axel against Matt Hardy. Before the match, the B-Team cut a promo that was just about as annoying as the Deleter of Worlds. This was actually a really short match. Axel and Hardy were up on the top rope, and then something happened. I don't know if Matt Hardy slipped or what, but Curtis Axel fell on top of Matt Hardy and got the pin. We then have the Authors of Pain versus a couple of jobbers. In a stunning surprise, the jobbers actually won this one. I'm joking. The Author of Pain's wiped the floor with them. After the match, AOP beat down the jobbers, and then Titus Worldwide came out and ran them off. So I guess that's going to be their next storyline for the next 6 months. We then have Alexa Bliss coming out. After a very extensive recap of what went on the past couple of weeks, Alexa Bliss and Mickie James waste a ton of time talking up the Money in the Bank match and Alexa Bliss's match at Extreme Rules. Alexa's catching major boos coming from the crowd. Finally, Natalya comes out. She says it'll be 23 days until Ronda Rousey comes back. Blah, 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 blah between Alexa Bliss and Natalya. Natalya says that she has a match with Alexa Bliss, and it starts right now. She didn't come alone, though. Nia Jax is with her. This was an M match. Mickie James and Nia Jax had their hands in this match as well. Natalya got the sharpshooter on Alexa Bliss for the win. We then have the Riot Squad versus Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, and Bayley.
Dude.
Again, we've seen this. Again, this is another M match, just like the last one. Sasha Banks and Bayley, once again, couldn't get their shit together. Ruby Riott rolled up Sasha Banks for the win. And the only good part about all of this, Bayley finally snapped. She came in the ring, attacked Sasha Banks, receiving yes chants from the crowd. Bayley beat down Sasha Banks, threw her into the steps twice, trash talked her, and stood tall. There'll be more on this in a second. Because to keep the repetitive train going, we have No Way Jose versus Mojo Rawley. Yay! Mojo Rawley comes out, runs down the Congo line, especially one dude named Todd, said that there's not going to be a rematch, thank God. No Way Jose comes out, gets in Mojo's face, and Mojo sucker punches No Way Jose and walks off. Backstage, Kurt Angle meets up with Bayley and tells her that next week she's going into counseling. What in the fuck? Really? Where is this going? We finally had a good spot where it looks like we're pulling the trigger and going to have a Sasha Banks and Bayley feud, which may actually happen, but I really don't understand where this counseling shit's going. We then have a match that was made earlier on with Baron Corbin and Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. This is an okay match. Baron Corbin and Finn Balor had problems tagging each other in. They ended up fighting outside of the ring and all the way up the ramp, getting themselves counted out. So Strowman and Owens won it. Strowman goes after Kevin Owens, chases him through the arena. As Kevin Owens tries to escape to get his car, he finds out that Braun Strowman has flipped it over. Again, another storyline that I'm not really following too well. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have this all ironed out. We then come to our main event, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. This will be for the Intercontinental title. Finally, thank God we have a good match for tonight. I really like this match. There was some interference from Drew McIntyre. The referee ejected him from the ring. After McIntyre left, shit got real. It got really good. There was a lot of action. There was a ton of back and forth and a lot of near falls from both people. Rollins was able to get the superplex, followed by the Falcon Arrow. He goes for the pin. Drew McIntyre runs out, pulls the referee out of the ring, runs in and attacks Seth Rollins, disqualifying Dolph Ziggler. So Seth Rollins won it. Unfortunately, he did not win the belt. Then Ziggler and McIntyre jump Rollins. Roman Reigns comes out, spears Dolph Ziggler, and gives a Superman punch to Drew McIntyre. So something tells me that we're going to see these four people in a tag team match next week. Along the same lines, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Baron Corbin in some type of combination of a tag team next week as well, being these 4 people were involved last week. Oh my god, this sucked. Like 80% of this was nothing but repetition of last week or the week before. The only good thing that came out from this is we had Bayley snapping on Sasha Banks and the main event. Everything else just straight sucked. Oh my god. And as I always say, hopefully SmackDown will pull it out tomorrow night, which is usually the case. If a Raw sucks, SmackDown is usually better. Maybe it's just because my expectations just got lowered, but who knows. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of tonight's video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.